Andrew Marshall. I'm Tessa Whiteman. In today's episode we are going to discuss about a problematic question, which is, are we losing our youngsters to terrorism? For today we have invited some special guests who I will introduce you now. A politician who is creating alternatives by building youth centers in the Muslim areas to create involving and a sense of belonging for the religious identification figures. The second person that we have invited for today is on my right, Miss Emily Craig, a teacher who is teaching mostly pupils with immigration and Muslim background at the University of Birmingham. The third person is Mohammed al-Baghdadi, a 16-year-old religious boy which is regularly visits the mosque in Birmingham. On my right is Imam Sheikh Hassan, a religious Muslim who is having an anti-Western mindset, which he is representing, and also suspected of having contact with a terror organization, also as known as the Islamic State. Our last person is Ahmad Abu Nassar, a former Islamic State terrorist born and raised in Birmingham and killed 3 people as he proceeds to terror attack the Birmingham Mall while driving a truck in the open center hall. First, I would like to know more about Sheikh Hassan. You are known for welcoming people into the mosque with open arms. And I would like to know a little bit about your experience and your own personality.
Well, first, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Imam Sheikh Hassan. I am 33 years old and I am the leader of the Birmingham Mosque. Well, first, as a Muslim man who is very close to his Allah, meaning God in Arabic, I think it's my purpose to show our generation who Allah is and take them to Allah's house, meaning the mosque, and teach them in general the Quran and how to pray, especially because we are immigrants, and because we are immigrants, I think we should practice our religion more and just remember from where we come from.
That's really nice of you. So I would also have another question for you, Sheikh Hassan, which might be a little bit disrespectful, if you allow me to ask.
Of course, sister.
So we have some connections in the state, and they told us you are accused that you have been in contact with the Islamic terror organization called the Islamic State. How true is this, or maybe how false? What can you tell us about this?
Well, first of all, my sister, there is no evidence that I have contact with the terror organization Islamic State. Otherwise, if they have an evidence, where are they? Show them to me, sister. And does it mean now that everyone who wants to practice his religion and gets close, or wants to get close to his God, does that mean he's a terrorist now? Can't we be just normal Muslims who are close to Allah, read the Quran, and go to the mosque and pray? Does it mean I'm a terrorist now just because I love my religion, sister?
No, of course not. Thank you for being so open-minded and answer so honestly my question. I would like to proceed now with Ahmad. Can I call you Ahmad first?
Yeah, of course.
And so you have been part of the terror organization Islamic State, and you also have killed 3 people in your act of terror. And there's also a video that says, in the video it said that you said Allahu Akbar. So this was a terror act because of Islam. Is this true, or have you been manipulated in that kind of way by the religion, or not?
This is in fact true, my sister, but they fooled me and they manipulated me to think about that if only I kill people, I'm allowed to or able to go to Jannah.
For my understanding, and for all other people that are watching us, Jannah is the Islamic meaning for the paradise.
Yes, sister.
Okay. What I will also like for the general understanding, so the people told you that you need to kill to get into Jannah, and that's true?
That's correct.
Okay, and
Excuse me, sister. Can I ask him something?
of course.
Ahmed, how did they manipulate you, and what did they tell you, or how did they fool you so that you kill those people?
I think I was manipulated by them being in a higher rank than I was for the moment I thought. I thought of them being more connection with God, with Allah, and I think in order to be like them or be in that strong connection with God, I need to let them guide me.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Go on, sister.
Ahmed, what I would like to ask you, how was your time in Iraq?
To go back to the question you asked me before, sister, I want to ask something. Yeah, Sheikh, there's a verse in the Quran about telling something about, I think it was killing in the name of God.
I think you truly mean Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, and it means kill in the name of God. But what people don't know and don't realize is that it's a big misunderstanding and also a misuse, because back in time that Quran verse was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was in the time when the people had the war between the Quraysh and the Prophet Muhammad. And God, Allah, told the Prophet ﷺ to kill in the name of God. But those who disrespected Allah and did many bad things to his favorite one, the Prophet ﷺ. So this is why the verse came, kill in the name of God. But it doesn't represent terrorism.
My brother, this is what they lured me into. I just thought if I could kill in the name of God, there's my only way to achieve Jannah.
For my understanding, the people told you that you need to kill the disbelievers, or like just
Correct.
to kill, for you to get into Jannah, right?
Correct.
And what I would like to know is, what does the Islam teach you, the maybe in the opinion of Imam Shaykh, the true Islam? What does it say about killing disbelievers or just killing people?
You in the Islam, you are not allowed to kill people.
Okay.
What I also want to add is my time in Iraq, where I proceed to do such terroristic acts. We were always weaponed, always. We did very bad things. We harmed the people. We never robbed them, but we hurt them in a physical way. Yeah, it was a very, very rough time.
My sister, let me explain you something that, of course, we are not proud of these organizations who are made against Islam, and of course it represents Islam as a very bad religion, but in real life, my sister, if you go deep into our religion, read our book, understand why we pray, you will understand the Islam, and maybe you will also convert to the Islam.
First of all, thank you, Ahmed, for telling us your experience about Iraq and how it was for you. And Sheikh Hassan, thank you for showing us what the true Islam is in your kind of way.
Thank
And
you for this opportunity, sister. Thank you.
No problem. And currently I myself am learning more about Islam, and I'm writing also a book about Islam, and there are many perspectives that are known to mankind. Maybe I might also convert in the future. Yeah.
If you need any help, let me know, sister.
My sister,
Thank you.
Not to interrupt you, but I have read the story or your book, The Rules of Terrorism, and you seem not to want to convert.
So, Ahmed, the problem that occurred with my book is it was only the view of the terror side. It's not really a side, but what I heard, and that's what I put into the book. But the thing is, why we have this discussion, I want to write about the true meaning of Islam, and that's what I want to put in the maybe part 2 of my book, and show people another side of Islam.
That's a very good step, my sister. And if you need any help, just let me know. Maybe I can guide you.
Thank you. Now I would like to proceed with the politician Elaine McDougall. Is it okay if I call you?
Of course, you can call me Elaine.
So, as a politician, you have more knowledge about the current situation of the youth and general situation of the state. Do you know about any statistic that says how many young people or old people are going to more radical groups or terror organizations, and how big the part is?
Yeah, it's a good question. Of course, I can answer you that. What we've experienced with in these so-called Muslim ghettos is that most of the people getting, how do you put it in words? They search for belonging in this here in England. They search for belonging, and here in Birmingham too. They search for this belonging, and then of course these people search for something to be a part of the city, of this land. And yeah, if we, the English people, don't give them this chance to feel belonging here, of course they will search for other routes, other guides, how do you call them? So yeah, and our political party, we were discussing about this, and yeah, we came with a solution that we should many years ago, and now we've built youth centrals, we've created later programs to give them a belonging here in Birmingham. But to come back to your question about the statistic, yeah, most of the people are in the area of 25 to 40 that getting manipulated from this terror organization, Islamic State, for example. Yeah.
My sister, may I interrupt you?
Yeah,
You
of
were
course.
saying on the one hand, you're trying to give the youngsters an alternative,
Of course.
and the other hand is being in a terroristic organization. So, matter of fact, you're saying that when they're not be a part of your alternatives, they're automatically a terrorist.
So I think you didn't make your part very clear about
Okay,
terrorism and your party.
If I correct myself, of course not every Muslim is a terrorist. That's what I want to say. That I don't
True.
want to say that, but what I want to say is that most of the children in these ghettos, the thing is, we want.
But we
To
Muslims are not the ghettos. Ghettos, these
Yeah, but
unholy
this-
My
people
Sorry,
sisters
sorry,
are
sorry.
not ghettos. There is a big difference.
We are not supporting the ghettos. These Muslims are not correct Muslims. They.
Now, of course, I am not accusing one of you about something, but I'm just saying that these people
So can I
that
just ask
live.
you?
Sorry, but please, you need to
Of
don't
course,
interrupt.
sister, of course.
Don't interrupt each other, please.
Okay, I just have a question. Who are those ghetto Muslims, and why do you support them? And why do you even call them ghetto Muslims? What did they tell you about Islam?
It's a good question. So most of these people, they have this anti-Western mindset, and of course we don't want them to think like that about us. So that's why we've created this young centrist, this later programs to introduce ourselves for these people, because they come from, how do I put this? They don't have this context every time with us. They are more in themselves. You know what I want to say about that?
But I
So
think this doesn't always. It's not. You can't say that or you can't say that it's only because of the religion. Sometimes the parents can be anti-Western.
of
Or
course,
sometimes
of course.
the way they grew up or how their parents treated them. It's not always because of the religion. Not always because the father said you have to cover yourself or that you have to pray every day. That's not the reason why they became like this. I think we have to know or see the difference between those two.
Of course, and that's where we're working. That's what we are working to separate this mindset, of course, but it's difficult for us too because these people have to have the motivation to come to us, to these programs, to these youth centers to get to know our culture too, of course, and for us to know them, their culture too, of course. It's like a, how do you put in words? It's like a giving and take. It's like that. So of course, but yeah, unfortunately, some of these, how do you say? Unfortunately, there's still some people who have this anti-Western mindset and yeah, have this, how do you say it?
But may I
Is-
interrupt you about something? Well, me as a sheikh who knows about the religion and rules and just general facts about the Islam, I think that your parties can also separate between religion and human, because I think those children or the youngers, the younger generation, they will think that they have to forget about their religion. Otherwise, I don't actually know what you do in your parties or what you actually offer them, but I just want to tell you that please do not tell them anything bad about the religion, because our goal is to clarify Islam to them and bring them to the right way, to guide them. And I feel like your organizations and parties will make them forget about the religion. I think they will believe that organizations such as Islamic States and something like that, they will believe that it's true and that they have to separate themselves from this religion. But actually, it is just a big misunderstanding.
Of
And I
course,
think
yeah.
maybe if you work together, we can offer them something better.
Yeah, of course, that's
Maybe I can teach the right things, and you as a politician, I think we have something in common.
so. I have some question for you, for both
Yes,
of you.
of course.
So first of all, to Abu Nasser, um, is it true that you were born and raised here in Birmingham?
This is true.
So, so then I want to ask you, where did you have these contacts with these people from these Islamic states? Where did it begin?
I think it started at a very early age. I was always told by my parents that our religion is the way to Jannah.
Mm.
I know that Jannah exists, maybe not called Jannah, but Jannah exists in other religion too.
Mm.
I think in the Christian.
Yeah, we have the heaven,
Yeah,
for example.
right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct,
yeah,
correct.
Yes.
For example, yes.
And I would say I was also always in contact with being a Muslim, so I never, to the point where I joined the ES,
Mm-hmm.
I never questioned it
Mm.
because it was always the right thing. It was always the hope for me,
Mm.
believe in Allah. And but I think we have here a good example of the hotspot,
Mm.
which we are talking about, the teacher, which has always to do with youngsters, with young children,
Of course, yeah.
which could also be lured into ES, and we do have a young child with us today.
Students, yeah. So, yeah, but on the question again, to yeah, then it started here in Birmingham, or did you have?
It
But sorry
started
for
here.
interrupt. As he already said, the parents told him it is the way to Jannah. Maybe because of that verse, the
Mm.
way to Jannah. I think that organization who got him, maybe that's why. This is why he believed that he's doing something right, because
Everybody told me I didn't have the
In
opportunity to think something
in
else.
general, if you think about it, this is the way to Jannah. So now think of what this organization told him.
And of course, and that's what I want to ask him is, these people that manipulate you, that fooled you, did they come from these so-called Muslim ghettos, or where were they
No,
from?
they were from Iraq, and I also joined them. I think it was for 2 years. I think I already mentioned it to the journalist. Yeah, that was my active time being an active member in DIS.
Now I would like to throw in a question. How did the contact come with those people from Iraq? Did they meet them in the mosque or
Yeah, we
on?
went in mosque.
Oh, okay.
Which
In
one?
Birmingham?
Yeah,
or-
the one. No, it wasn't in Birmingham. I think. Couldn't tell you where it was, but it was like a 20-minute drive, and we met there. And the problem is, it's not called manipulating because they don't manipulate you. It's because they really manipulate you into thinking something you
It's
wouldn't.
like a brainwashing.
Yeah.
And that's what we are working to. We are working to. How do you say?
That youngsters won't believe.
Yeah,
brainwashing.
of course,
Don't
and
fall
that's
for it.
that's why we have these young centers, these programs too, because I think too that these youngsters don't feel like they're belonging here. Would you say too? In your youth,
My
did
sister-
I
you
think-
belong here?
My sister.
I think yes, but you need to respect that the Islam and other religion aren't the same and can't be compared, because
Of
we
course.
have these things we do believe in.
we have the same stories, kind of like, for
Yeah,
example,
but-
Christianity and Islam.
We do believe in other things, and I wouldn't believe in something a Christian would believe, because I think my religion is the true religion.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be disrespecting and stuff, but mixing these religions, you have to be very, very, very careful.
Okay. To ask you, how was the situation? How was the situation in Birmingham at your time? How was your situation?
Do you mean when I was younger, sister?
Yeah.
It was very. It is still, in fact, very conservative, but I think back then it was way more captured.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was very hard to live in the separation of the religion, because I think when I was a kid, it was way more concerning for other people having another religion than they have. So I always needed to find more, not a solution, but find like more people that are like I am.
Okay. So, that's what you said at the end. Find more people that are like you.
Having the same religion. as me.
Okay. So that's what we are working to how do you put it right? To have this connection with someone that, for example, have your belief. For example, as me, to learn more from you, or you learn more from me, and that I think is what we should do here in Birmingham, for not to have this separation between us, because that's why I think most of the people have this mindset against Islam. So that's why we create these centers, these programs to get to know the people, and for our not for our people, but for the
Other religions.
other
Yeah,
religionists, other religionists,
think-
to get to know
Yeah.
the Muslims, and to separate these Muslims from this terrorism.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to support our religion.
And that's why I want to ask you,
Of course.
Sheikh Hassan, that we should work together to find a solution
Absolutely.
against that, and against this anti-Western mindset, for example. It would be something good for both of us, because so we don't have this stereotypical thinking about the Islam, and for you to get us to know better, to know that not all of us have
Well,
something against.
sorry
these
for
things.
interrupting your sister, but actually, in general, we are anti-Western
Yeah.
because we don't do the things that you do. For example, we don't interact sexually before marriage, or we do not drink alcohol, or we do not let our women go out half naked. Excuse me for that. And actually, we do have many different things, but I think what we can really agree on is the respect that is between us. This is
course.
something that will never disappear.
Of
But we have the way we live, and you also have the way you live. This is also the verse of the Quran that says, "Lakum dinakum waliya din." You have your own religion, and I have my own religion. But I think if we work together, we can maybe teach the youngsters, as you said, my son.
Yeah, of course. I want that goal too, but first of all, we don't want to be your enemy, but we want to live
Peacefully.
peacefully. Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
And of course, how we respect your religion, we would too want you to respect our not beliefs, but our rules, our standards,
My
our
sister-
culture too.
My sister, actually, we never disrespected any other religion, even though
You
there
know,
are many different way of thinking when it comes to religion. But actually, we as Islam, our book says, do not disrespect other religion, or you will not be the one part of our paradise, of our Jannah, as my son said. So actually, there's no disrespect for any.
But I think it's the people who represent our beliefs.
that mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it was my people who lured me into thinking that I could only achieve Jannah if I kill other people, and it's the same people, my people, but not literally the same, but the same with the religion, who tell me that I do not have to do this in order to achieve Jannah.
For example, terrorism says that if you see someone who is not Muslim, you should kill him. But if you go deep down into our book and read actually what it's written about other religions, you will have big respect, or you will say chapeau bas, as we say in a modern way, because our God told us, do not disrespect another religions. And this is also our goal. This is why we always invite our people to our mosque, to see how great we are and how we cherish other people, and how we just in general show or remove the bad image that we have about Islam.
But it was, as my question wasn't about the religion. My question was about the rules and the rules and laws here in England, for example, or in Birmingham, for example.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my question about. For example, if someone who is, for example, who's Muslim,
Yes.
but for example, has more, what do you say, isn't so against this, doesn't have this anti-Western mindset,
Yes.
who dresses like he wants, who
Yes.
drinks alcohol, would you say that he is a bad person?
I am no one to criticize another people,
Okay.
and I cannot judge anyone for how they look or dress themselves or anything else. It is alone God's work, and He decides and He judges. My purpose in this life is just to show the people what our religion is, and teach that religion and practice that religion, and having the people loving that religion, you know. And but I am not allowed to judge. I am not allowed to tell to my sister now, cover yourself. But instead, I will tell her about the benefits on why she should cover herself up. But if I go now to the mosque and tell her, you should cover yourself, this is not what our religion says. This is not how we have to show our religion.
Is that the way you want to tell the other people about this way of our religion, but is this also the way it comes in hand to you?
Right, for example, Muhammad is the biggest example. Muhammad, what did I teach you? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. To respond to your question, I visit his mosque often, and Sheikh Hassan teaches me the Quran, and in the mosque I also learn how to pray, and I don't think practicing religion should be questioned.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed, for telling us your experiences in the mosque and what Sheikh Hassan has taught you so well. Now I would like to talk with Emily Craig, who teaches in a comprehensive school that has mostly students or pupils with migration and Islamic background. What are your experiences on this topic, Mrs. Craig? Or Emily? Can I call you Emily?
Yes.
Okay, Emily.
First of all, I want to say that I'm so worried about my students. Last week, a student at my school was in a fight with another student because the other student disrespected his religion. He also said to a girl that she should wear more covered clothes. And I think it's an influence from his religion. Can you guys tell me what to do?
So it is, in fact, that women should cover up in our religion, but there shouldn't be violence. They shouldn't beat up themselves or fought. And I think you should respect his view of behavior, what he got, but you shouldn't support the aggression behind it, and you should divide them anyway.
It is actually forbidden in our religion that a man should tell a woman what she should do or how she should cover herself up, because this is something that stands between her and her God, and he is no one to tell her you should do that or you should do that. He can never talk in the name of religion just because of he is a man. And this is exactly the reason why many people think our religion is aggressive. So we always get misunderstood because of those little things, or these little things.
Now to get back to our real question for all of you. Are we losing our youth to the terrorism? So I would like to hear your opinion on this kind of point. What do you think? Pros for this kind of arguments or contra? So that's now your stage, an open debate for you.
Yes, we lose them because I think they get manipulated, and sometimes they get no other chance because they feel like a misfit, and there are not enough alternatives and like that.
No, I don't think that we use them because there are alternatives, and there are many opportunities to this day, as the politician already said.
Yeah, here, like we have our youth centers, our creating leisure program to enlighten the children, and yeah, that's why we have many opportunities and options.
I don't think we are losing our children to the terrorism. It is just that we need more enlightenment. There is a big misunderstanding that needs to be fixed. Me as a sheikh, I always try to teach the Quran and the meaning of the Quran. And the meaning by the Quran, I mean to get to know the guidance of Islam and religion and the Quran. And if you know the truth about Islam, you will understand what peace of life is. I don't think that we lose the younger generation to terrorism because there are no borders or blockades between teenagers, and the view on things already changed because other religions are not as controversial anymore against us Muslims as they were before.
So
Yeah, I like the point.
that's true. That's true. And that's why I think we should offer these programs to the children with a good, educated sheikh for him to enlighten the children, and yeah, and that's what I think.
Exactly, and I think by that we can help Miss Emily so that she understands that not all the students act that way of how her student acted. It is just a big misunderstanding,
Yes.
and we can finally fix these attitudes of the students by explaining to them that it's not true.
Yes, that's right.
Now, I first of all want to thank you all for coming here and showing us your views, and I hope in the future you will create something great for the youth, and that this question will never be a debate in London and England or in Birmingham at all. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for